4 boats breaking loose because of ice jams, closing down several bridges, roads. Some schools are affected now.
That's right. That's also all started when Troy police say a tugboat became loose and got stuck in the water in an ice jam overnight. But the tugboats, we're told, have been secured.
Yes.
Now we're dealing with a few others. Our Nicole Lally live with more on that. Nicole.
Yeah, Ryan, a few others, some big ones. The Captain JP and the anchor barge breaking loose, as well as some other boats. I can tell you, we left the studio, we went down 378. The 378 Menands Bridge is completely closed in both directions. A heavy police presence there. The Congress Street Bridge also closed. So we came over here onto the Rensselaer County side of the river. We drove over the Patroon Island Bridge, but if there's going to be another closure, this would be the next bridge to close because those boats are heading down river. And of course, the concern here is that one of the boats would hit a bridge and seriously compromise it.
And we want to get out to Ben Ryan. He is at the Congress Street Bridge. We know that bridge is closed off. Ben, I see a school bus behind you. This is causing problems for some of the local schools as well, with roads and bridges closed in that area. Fill us in.
Yep, exactly, Ryan. You know, I am in front of that Congress Street Bridge, and it is definitely closed right now. We haven't seen a single car go over. You can take a look. They are just allowing a few buses go by. But now also, take a look down here to the left. Let me get out of the way for you. You can see the ice jams. Now, right around 5:50 a.m., we were told from Troy Dispatch that 4 or more boats broke loose on the Hudson River. So they are traveling south, and that includes Captain JP, Rusty Anchor, and a few more that we are unsure of. And
yeah, we've been keeping an eye on the Patroon Island Bridge because as much as we're watching the situation on the river, and we were just down the riverfront, we came up the hill in Rensselaer here to check out traffic because that's what's going to impact our viewers, everybody watching at home here. So we can tell you the Patroon Island Bridge does remain open, but you can see traffic is slow going here on the bridge. Now, this bridge is never smooth sailing in a morning commute. However, this is a little bit heavier traffic, perhaps because some of the cars that were upriver north and couldn't get over the Congress Street Bridge or the Menands Bridge had to come down here. We do see a state police car parked at the on-ramp here. So if you are familiar with Rensselaer, it's the exit 7 coming from Washington Ave. State police are parked there monitoring the situation. State police would be the agency to make the call if the bridge were to close. Of course, we know that they're monitoring those wayward boats that are between the Congress Street Bridge, which the Captain JP hit the Congress Street Bridge. They're now between that and then the Menands Bridge, which is where Ben Ryan is. But
we've just learned the Patroon Island Bridge has been closed off. This all started in Troy, and it's creating quite a mess for the morning commute now as well. Nicole, multiple problems here.
This is a major issue here to close the Patroon Island Bridge over I-90 here. Completely shut down. Look at that. You know, our last live shot 10 minutes ago, traffic was all backed up. We went on Facebook Live and we saw them shutting down the road. I know it's closed at exit 7. I can see exit 8 here, and there's no traffic at exit 8 as well. Now, how far down the closure goes, I am not sure. I would imagine it goes to at least exit 9.
so take a look at what we found here. It appears to be 4 vessels, from what I can see, at least 2 barges. Captain JP appears to be down there as well, and potentially 1 tugboat. So as of right now, though, they have been floating freely in the Hudson for a few hours, ever since 2:30 in the morning.
And this is one of those wayward boats. I don't know which one it is, and just ahead of it, it's kind of through the branches here, but it's a piece of a dock as well, all kind of mangled up in these ice jams and the very frozen Hudson River here. We're seeing some big tugboats that were helping to kind of direct this. The good news here is this bridge is this boat rather has already come through the Patroon Island Bridge. It did not hit the bridge.
Tugboat believed to be wrangling one of those barges that was wayward. So let's get to Lexi right now.
Guys, you're looking at that in live action right now. I'm currently at the Corning Preserve right here out on the Hudson, and you can see we have a tug approaching what I believe is a barge. There are people on the tug, and we haven't seen anyone on this barge yet. So we can see it appears that they are trying to wrangle it. They're pushed very close together, and you can see just kind of a stunning sight with the ice moving around it. The ice jam here just kind of floating by as these boats pass rather closely. You can see it looks like they may have connected here. We now see another loose barge coming towards us, and this one we believe is the restaurant. We think that this is the rusty anchor now floating down the Hudson River towards another tug. I'll have my photographer show the tug in the distance. It looks like at least one of these boats is now waiting for the rusty anchor to come. We just saw another maneuver pulled right around here where we're standing now, right in this area we're showing you. This is where another loose barge was actually wrangled in. Just about 10 minutes ago now, a tug was able to get control of one loose barge.
It does seem to be coming in a way that does not look good. Lexi, we can't get a total picture here, but I mean, there's a chance this could hit. At least from our vantage point, it looks like that's certainly possible.
Ryan, Christina, I can see it right now. It looks as though it's just moving in horizontally right now. I do not know if it's about to clear this middle piece of the bridge, and it's coming quickly. It is not turning. This barge just seems like, again, it's just moving quickly at this horizontal speed here.
And the State Marine Highway tugboat can't.
Well, that's
on the other side.
It's a different tug, but it's a tug.
It's quite a ways away. We can see the tugboat is actually speeding up now. It's approaching the bridge. It looks like it's moving a little bit quicker than it was before. Before it looked as though it was kind of just sitting there waiting for it, waiting for it to approach. Now it looks like it's moving.
Yeah, and he can't clear that bridge, so that's why he's waiting. He can't go underneath that rail bridge because he's too tall. So he's waiting for that to come through, and hopefully they'll be able to latch onto it. But it coming in broadside like this is a little concerning at the moment.
There's nothing
they're
they can do.
They're quite a ways away.
Nothing they can do but watch and wait.
No, right now they're at least, I'd say, an eighth of a mile apart or so.
Right, and that tugboat couldn't go through anyway.
Here it comes.
It's going to hit that bridge.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty clear it's going to happen.
See if
Let's
it gets
listen,
hung up
see if
on
we
that
can hear it.
piling.
Okay.
Right now, we're looking like we're getting close to impact. Not good news.
If it's missing it right now, it's missing it.
Into it.
Oh, here it comes. It's turning.
Yep, it's spinning it.
It did actually hit the pillar, Lexi, and now it looks like that force of it hitting the pillar is turning it, which could help here if it makes its way through now. We don't know what damage, if any, was done when it hit the pillar, though, sideways like that.
Right. I can't tell. And from where I'm standing, I couldn't really see how bad that impact was. But check this out. It looks like it's just clearing it by like inches on top.
Yep.
Too.
Yes, that's true. Yep. Now, if it stays in this direction, but if it keeps continuing to swing, then it could potentially hit the other pillar.
Okay.
So can you see?
I'm sure going steady now.
Oh, I don't know if that's going to
clear.
clear.
It looks as though it's. Yeah, it's definitely rubbing.
Can you hear it, Lexi? It's hard for us to hear from.
Yes, you can. It sounds like metal scraping.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so clearly damage to the top of the barge here, the Rusty Anchor restaurant barge. Taking a hit here, but the Livingston Avenue Bridge, this is a concern.
Bumping into that concrete piling broadside, spun it, and coming underneath, you can clearly see there
it's
the
doing
roof
damage.
Area getting scraped up as it comes under the bridge.
Could you guys hear that hit?
We can hear it now. And
you
also,
can hear it hitting? I'm just talking to some people standing by.
And then the bridge itself. We don't know, obviously, the damage.
The other boat right behind it, though, too. It looks like the boat from the JP Cruise Line right behind it. It's coming toward. That's going to hit the bridge. That won't even fit underneath it.
This one is far too tall to make it through.
Yeah.
And it's about to hit that rail bridge right now. It is not going to fit underneath.
And then you have damage to the rail bridge, potentially, because this is obviously going to do more damage than the Rusty Anchor that just moved through now and hit on its way through.
Yeah, that's going to get hung up there.
Guys, I should also tell you, it's not just us and everyone on the internet watching right now. There is a small crowd gathered here at the Corning Preserve watching. And it struck.
Yep. And that's the boat. Yeah, that appears to be the boat from the JP Cruise Line. And you can see there's already damage to the, I can't tell make out if that's
from the front of it.
The front or the aft of the boat. I don't know which way it's pointing.
It's still moving a little bit, but
yeah, but it's not going to get
under.
Nope, not going to get past that bridge.
So
it looks like it's rocking back.
Are you seeing the authorities all on the
back of the boat?
On the banks of the Hudson there, Lexi?
Yeah, there is a small crowd gathered here on the banks, and everyone says this kind of does look like the back of the boat that just hit the bridge here. So it looks like it's floating backwards, and now it's just kind of stopped. It's a little bit tipped.
As we're watching this come together, are we still in the same position for the Captain JP? Is it still in that same spot it was by the Livingston Avenue Bridge?
Actually, if we can quickly move over to that side,
just for a
I think
moment,
we still have time to catch it. You can see it's trying to make its way under the bridge now.
That's not
yeah,
gonna happen.
can't happen. So it's just turned it a little bit there. Yeah, clearly the cruise will be
It almost
damaged.
looks crushed.
Yeah, and crews will be obviously having to examine the Livingston Avenue Bridge, but that's obviously closed right now, which affects Amtrak, which affects travel.
Yeah, again, we're not even sure how many barges are floating loose right now. This third one here was a surprise to us, I think, coming up in the
all
distance.
we've known is a number, several. Yeah, we haven't been given an official number. You're right, and I guess that's part of the concern here is they're watching.
And if this starts to turn and come in broadside too, that's going to really mess things up along this bridge here. Of course,
Have you ever seen anything like
already
this?
is with
I
the
have not.
boat from the JP cruise
Right
line.
here, I
Glad
just
she's talking to
connected
some of
with
the folks
someone
out
on this side of the Corning Preserve. Why'd you come out here today?
I was on my way to work. I live out in Troy, and I had to drive all the way around to Route 912, so it took me 2 hours to get here. I work
Wow.
right here.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
I was driving by, and I figured this boat is usually chained up right outside my building in downtown Troy, and I heard that they usually take it down south for the summer, but I guess they left it up here. And I figured something like this might happen with all the ice jammed up after this weekend.
Oh my goodness. So this usually actually travels down south for the winter, you mean? It's not normally up here?
No, they don't
Oh.
usually keep it up here. They usually bring it somewhere else for the winter.
Oh my gosh. And where were you stuck in traffic?
I tried to cross at the Menands Bridge, got stuck there. Then I tried to cross at Route 20, got stuck there. Then I had to go, tried to go to 90, got stuck there. Then went all the way around, went to 912. Came up around up 87.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, here, we'll keep showing you the boats as we talk here because you can see we have another barge coming through.
Oh,
Did
man.
you know that there were this many loose ones out here this morning?
No, I didn't know they all came loose. I think these guys are from the sand and gravel spot a little bit further south in Troy, the two barges. That one's the Rusty Anchor. That's usually in Watervliet.
Yeah, this is just bizarre, isn't it? To see these things just out here floating loose with all this ice. Have you seen an ice jam like this move down the Hudson before?
Yeah, last year we had similar conditions on the river. We had a really cold weekend. All the ice built up. Then you get this, it gets warmer, and the ice starts to break apart. You get an ice jam condition sort of like this. Then it'll all just break loose.
Lexi, the
And
barge looks
it
like
has a lot of
it's
energy being
About
carried
to
in the
hit the
ice.
JP.
going to hit the
Totally,
JP.
totally. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I'm like, yeah, you can see that for sure. And what's your name, sir?
John.
John, thank you. All right, now you can see this barge coming here towards approaching the other one. It looks like they just missed. Now I have a pretty good view from where I'm standing. I'm not sure, it might be obscured from you guys, but the second barge that was approaching the bridge just missed that boat. So it looked like they were going to collide, but they didn't. And now it looks as though it's going to try to pass the boat on the other side. Can you guys see it now coming through the bridge? It looks like it's gonna
Completely
make
out
a
of,
pass.
mostly out of our view now, so hard to tell if it's clearing the pillar or if it's hit the pillar at all, but it certainly has swung around.
Here
All
it
right,
comes.
here, I'm going to take a walk
Yeah,
down.
it's starting to
so
clear
that
now.
green barge, yeah, that one looks like it's good to go. Here it goes.
You know, and unfortunately, the JP's not going anywhere.
No.
Wedge.
It did look like it was going to hit the JP for a minute, but it made a quick turn, and all of a sudden it made itself kind of vertical again, and here it goes.
No,
Okay, it's coming in.
no. Come.
So you guys are looking at the JP. I have my eyes on the Rusty Anchor, which is pretty far out of your
Yes,
view right
we see
now.
it now.
But I can see that it's approaching another tug in the distance, and there is a third tug actually kind of coming up behind it. So there's one in front and one in the back.
Is it going alongside the Rusty Anchor there, or just moving past it? At first I
Yes.
thought maybe it was trying to connect to the
Yeah.
back of it, but no. It's just moving by. This particular
Yeah, it is. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to predict exactly what this tug is trying to do, but it is now moving up alongside the right side of the Rusty Anchor boat.